The key to unlock your potential, the key to accelerate your success, the key to have a fundamental shift in your life is to upgrade your self-concept. It's always what it comes down to. It's your self-image, your identity, your self-concept, how you see yourself, that really attracts, creates, generates everything in your life. Once you change the way you see yourself, once you change those core beliefs that are attached to your identity, your life will no longer be the same, because you no longer are the same. That's why it always comes back to changing yourself, changing your belief, changing your perception, changing the way you talk to yourself. And in this video, I'm going to give you 2 tools that will help you upgrade your self-concept. Those are 2 tools that I share with every single one of my clients, that I use on myself, that I use many times in my life to transcend, to go to the next level. It works, and it's critical that you apply those 2 tools in your life if you really want to see fast transformation in your life and attract what you really want. So let's go straight into this video, guys. Now, if you're here, I want to thank you for watching these videos. If you want to see more of this type of content to help you empower your mind, attract, create the life that you want, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys, and help me grow this channel. All right, guys. So if you want to attract different things in your life, okay, different people, different opportunity, more money, whatever it might be that you are interested in creating in your life differently right now, ultimately, you have to look at your result, where you are right now, and you gotta see that where you are right now is a reflection of your self-concept. That means that you must do the difficult thing of taking responsibility for where you are in your life. It is not because of your childhood, it is not because of your parents, it is not because of the economy or COVID 2 years ago. Yes, your mind will find reasons why you're here to justify your situation, but ultimately you must accept the part of responsibility for I am where I am because of who I am. Because if you cannot see that your beliefs, that your emotions, that your habits, that what you do, your fears, what you didn't do, affect and create your life situation, then you are going to continue to remain a victim to all those things around you. Now, here is something that is so important. Life responds to who you are being. That's why it says in all the scriptures, in all the famous books, you become what you think about most of the time. And what is so important about this is that it's your subconscious thoughts about yourself. It's your subconscious box, identity, concept of yourself that you created, that this is just who I am. Imagine yourself as being a container, and in that container you only allow certain experiences, because that is what is a match to this personality, to this identity, to the way you constructed yourself. So upgrading your self-concept is like moving into a bigger box, upgrading your container financially, for example. Instead of being able to only see yourself earning a certain amount of money, or earning money in a certain way, or through hard work, or by deserving it, or by having multiple jobs, but expanding what you're able to do, how much you're worthy, how much you can value, charge your skills, allow yourself to take different action, allow yourself to go after what you want, start your own business, do different things, right? So expanding your state of consciousness around money, finance, prosperity, so that you can allow and attract the right ingredients to create and make that happen in your life. And I can tell you that I've been in this journey, as being self-employed, as being an entrepreneur. I've been in this journey where at the beginning of my journey as an entrepreneur, I was afraid of charging for money. I was afraid of asking for the sale. I was feeling self-conscious. I was feeling fake. I was feeling like this imposter. Or what if I charge people and people don't get the result that they want? So I had all those challenges. But you see, it wasn't about people. It was that I didn't see my own value, right? Because I transitioned, because everything was so new, and because my new identity was not rooted yet with core beliefs about how much I can help people, how much value I can provide, how much transformation I can facilitate, right? But once I started to shift my self-image and my thoughts about how much I can charge, how much I'm worth, how much my time is worth, how much I am worthy of being paid a certain amount, then I was able to ask for it and to receive of it. And every time I go to this process, and earlier this year I rose my prices again, so every time I go to the same process of first seeing myself charging a certain amount, because I know that I'm worthy, because I know the value that I provide, because I know how much my time is valuable, because I know that my clients will get more value than what I actually charge. So it's about conditioning yourself first, of seeing yourself worthy of receiving a certain amount, charging a certain amount, and constantly upgrading yourself over and over, because as you go through life, your desire will constantly expand. So this is just an example of how you must expand your self-image, that container, that box in which you put yourself in a long time ago and remain stuck. And everything else is as simple as a limitation. Oh, I cannot do this, I cannot make that, I'm not resourceful enough, I cannot pick up those skills, I'm a slow learner, I'm not attractive enough, people don't like me. All those limitations that people don't even realize that they have is what is preventing them from actually attracting the very things that they want in their life. And a lot of the time, and I can tell you that from working with a lot of people, it has a lot to do with your self-worth, with your self-esteem, with how much you actually believe you deserve certain things. And a lot of us have a lot of beliefs, a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts that we picked up along the way, and rules that we created about why we have or we cannot have certain things that we want, or what we need to do, work hard, earn it, struggle for it in order to have it, in order to qualify for having it. Because if it comes easy, it will go easy. Because if it's too easy, it has no value. Because without the struggle, there is no reward. Right? So we get all these conceived ideas, and so we put ourselves in a situation where the only way is the struggle, is the hustle, is working more, is to go through pain, to go and then be rewarded, right? So it's a very sadomasochistic approach to life, but that's how society engineered us, right? To the value that society, favors, so to speak. But you gotta outgrow this by first becoming aware that your self-esteem, your self-worth does not have to be tied up to anything else. You have to realize your intrinsic value for who you are. And that is so important, okay? But this doesn't just appear miraculously because you read it in a fucking book or because I told you about it. This is something you have to condition yourself. As Yoda would say in Star Wars, you have to unlearn the things, all that garbage that you've learned, so that you can then expand your state of consciousness. And it's a beautiful metaphor, because when Luke was training under Yoda, he was always bitching, complaining, and always saying, it cannot be done, it's too hard, right? And that's what Yoda told him. He told him, you only keep seeing and believing that it cannot be done. And that's why you keep on failing, because you don't believe, because you're limiting yourself, because you think that this rock and that thing is different, but it's the same thing. It's all about your mindset and believing in a force, meaning believing in the power of your mind, in the power of the universe, in the power of you creating your own reality. So a lot of work has to go into upgrading your self-concept, because when people are on autopilot, it's the old thoughts, the old self-concept, the old program that run wild. It's like riding a horse and letting the horse take you wherever it wants, because that's the path he's walked his whole life. So you gotta be able to tame that horse, take control and be like, hey, no. Now we're going to a new path, new direction, new walk. So then the question is, how do you upgrade your self-concept? And here are the two tools I want to share with you. The first one is to upgrade your language. That means paying first attention to the words you use. And by words, I mean not only the spoken words, but also the silent word in your mind. And just notice how negative you are, how limiting you are, and how much you put yourself down. Because if you keep on saying and thinking the same thing, you will keep on creating the same life situation. So one way to go about this is to start having positive self-talk about yourself. I know, common sense, right? But it's not common practice. It's really being able to tell yourself, I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm a fast learner, I'm attractive, people love me, people love working with me, I'm very good at what I do, I am worthy of having it all, I'm worthy of enormous wealth, right? So you get the drill. And to go back to the example I gave you earlier, right, about me charging different amount of level in my business as I go along, one of the self-talk I started having is that I started telling myself, instead of, it's hard to sell and people don't have the money and I have to sell hard, that's the old self-talk I used to have. It's hard. people don't have money, all this kind of crap. Instead of that, I started telling myself, people love working with me, people see the value, people need me, people need what I have to give, and people want to work with me, people love paying me money, people are transformed by the work I do. I'm good at what I do, I deserve to be paid a lot of money. You get the drill? But you gotta drill this in your mind over and over and over again. This is not something just like a casual self-talk that I do and then go back to me, beating myself up, thinking in the old way, letting my fear take the best of me. This is really hard, committed work until it becomes easy and natural. And that's when you know that your identity has completely changed. So I invite you to reflect on what are the core limiting thoughts, limiting sentences, limiting words that you use throughout the day. For example, how do you speak about money? I don't have the money, it's too expensive, it's hard to make money. Those could be negative sentences that a lot of people have. So how could you replace that? I'm good at making money, I deserve to make a lot of money. My mind is working hard to multiply my money. Okay, so those are a few examples of how you can turn that self-talk around and speak in terms of what you want. Speak in terms of elevating your self-concept. That's the first exercise. The second exercise has to do about walking the talk, acting as if. And this is something I learned from Bob Proctor. One little trick we can use to really trick our subconscious mind is to act as if. And that means dress the part. When I went to Bob Proctor's seminars back in the day, he would always talk about dressing sharp, dressing nicely, presenting yourself nicely, walking tall, really making yourself look good, putting a little bit of perfume, just dressing up as if you're ready for success, as if you have a lot of status, as if you love yourself, as if you are successful and powerful. And one of the reasons why is that is because we are conditioned to judge the cover. And there is this thing, and I noticed that when I wear a suit for work or when I wear a suit for public speaking, I notice that people look at me differently. I notice that I feel better. I feel all of a sudden I got this nice look, a nice feeling about just wearing a little suit. And people respond differently. I deliver different impression. And so this is a simple way of impressing your subconscious mind with a feeling of increase by simply dressing nicely, by simply dressing successfully, by simply taking care of yourself, by simply showing up your best self. Because notice how you feel when you dress nicely, when you dress like a success, when a power with status. Notice how other people look at you differently. And when you do that and other people respond differently to that, you can also compound that into your mind, into the idea, wow, people love me, people look at me differently, I feel differently, I feel important, I am good enough, I am strong, I am success, I am everything I wanted to be. Okay? So it's about already being that person. That doesn't mean you have to wear a suit. That doesn't mean you have to dress a way that you don't like to dress. Find your own way of dressing nicely and whatever that means for you. But notice how it feels when you truly look your best, when you show up for no reason, looking sharp, looking your best, walking the way that you would walk if you were the best version of yourself now. All right, guys, so I've been rambling on this video a bit longer than I thought, but you get the point. Your self-concept matters, and you're the one who defines it. So don't let anything else define who you are, what you're capable, and what you deserve in your life. Let me know what you think down in the comment. If this video was helpful, make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well to help me grow this channel and see every other videos, guys. I will see you next time. Be well.